oh! こんにちにゃ皆さん, it's me, Lady Tenru. Today marks the start of our four-part series where I take the trials of the Cave of Prophecies located in the Isle of Dawn. These trials were first introduced during the season of prophecy, and let me be real with you, they're not very easy to do for newbies like myself. But yeah, let me start off with a kiss. And shall we take a deep breath? Yeah, inhale. Yeah, and exhale. Okay, let's start our adventure with water trial as the first trial of the Cave of Prophecies. Let's go! So yeah, as I've said, there are 4 trials in total, and I'm kicking things off with the water trial. But don't be fooled, because this trial will definitely test your patience and your timing. As you can see, the water goes down, the water goes up. So it will definitely be a challenge. And yeah, by the way, this video is dedicated to my friend Vane. So, Vane, if you're watching, sit back, relax, and watch me suffer as I teach you on how to do this trial. Alright, no more stalling. If you're ready to suffer with me, let's begin the trial of water. So let's break down the water trial mechanics so you know exactly what you're in for. The goal here is very simple in theory: survive the water until the very end of the trial. But it gets a little bit tricky, because throughout the trials, you'll see shrines like the ones that is in front of us. You need to open them by lighting them up with your candles, and once activated, each shrine will rise and form a small platform wherein you can stand. Take note, these platforms are your safe spots and your checkpoints whenever the water rises. Time it wrong and you will drown in the water. And I keep repeating that the water goes up and down, so you'll definitely need to stay alert and keep moving from one shrine to the next using these platforms to stay alive. So yeah, we did the first shrine already. We successfully landed on this platform. And the next one is just right on our left side, the second shrine that will be lighting up. But just a piece of information for everyone who's watching, some veterans will do the long jump, which is a kind of shortcut for the water trial, but we won't be doing that in this video or ever, because I cannot do that first of all, and this video is intended to the people who is new to the game. But yeah, just another piece of information as well is that most players would skip the second shrine. Oh, okay, I died there, but yeah, they would just go straight to the third shrine because it's much faster that way. But yeah, we'll be doing each shrine in this gameplay. So as you can see, I failed the second shrine 2 times already because I didn't time it well. But yeah, whenever you die, you just go back to the last shrine that you've opened. That's why it is called the safe spot or a checkpoint if you must. Yeah, I failed again. So yeah, that's why it matters, timing and awareness, and whenever the water goes up and when the water goes down. But yeah, don't panic, just focus and you'll get through it just like I did. There we go, our second shrine. So let's move next to the third shrine, which is just very near our second shrine, down to the right side of our screen. Ooh, that's a close call, but we did the third shrine. Yay! Okay, next shrine will be on the right side again. So yeah, as you can see, I'm waiting for the water to go up and down so I could reset the timing. But moving forward to the next shrine. Let's light it up. And yay, we successfully had our fourth shrine. So as you can see, everything is fairly easy at this point, but the next part will be a little bit tricky. So the next platform we'll be standing on will have those shrines or checkpoint, which is the one that is in front of us. The shrine is located below this platform, but we definitely have to time it out because some newbies find this part a little bit tricky of how it is placed, the shrine that is. But yeah, it's quite far, so the timing should be right for you whenever you jump down this platform. So the water is up, right? Then we have to jump down and then jump until we reach the next shrine. Take note that there's a delay sometimes in this part, so it opened but it never registered that I opened. That's why I'm here back in the platform, but thankfully we light it up, the next checkpoint that is. But yeah, it's a lot easier when it's open. So we're moving to the next part, which will be a quite far travel from the last shrine. So the next part will be on the left side, and that is the platform, the slope. As you can see, I attempted, but I was quite late on the timing. But yeah, the next part will be on this slope. You have to be on the peak of this slope just so you can survive. So we move forward to the next slope and then the other next slope, which is beside this slope, and then we'll be moving to the iconic C section of the water trial. So we made it. This is the C section of the water trial. Once we reach the C section of the water trial, I know most beginners would be tempted to get that candle cake on top of that mountain, but we'll be skipping that because we'll be returning on that part when we finish the trial of water. So moving forward, we went around the C section of this trial, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky when in terms of gameplay for the people who's new to the game, because this is where the ice platforms are introduced. So these ice platforms are slippery in nature, and it takes a lot of precision to jump on these ice platforms. So as you can see, the water goes up and it will go down, and then we jump immediately once it goes down. That's the right timing for this specific ice platform. Now the next part will have a shrine, a checkpoint if you must call them that, but even before we ever get to the shrine, it will take a lot of trial and errors for newbies like me. But yeah, kidding aside, if you don't know where to stand, where to jump, it's definitely gonna be a difficult part of the game. So just piece of advice from me, even though you keep seeing me fail this part, is you have to stand on the edges of these platforms just so you can jump over to the next part, so you can get across. It's all about timing the right place to jump. But yeah, just be patient on this part of the trial and it will get you through. Yay! Okay, after a lot of trials and errors, we've finally done that part of the trial. But guess what? We still have to do that 3 times because there's 3 more ice platforms ahead. Yes, I'm not kidding. But yeah, for this part, you have to jump on that piece of ice part that is ahead of us. You have to jump on that so that you could reach the ice platform that is floating up and down in this water. So yeah, it's a lot of trials and error again, so just be patient. And luckily for us, I've reached the ice platform, so it automatically registered that I've reached that part. So as you can see, I died, but I respawned on the ice platform instead of the shrine. So there are definitely other ways on how you can get to this ice platform, but I haven't recorded them, unfortunately. So if I have time, I'll show you guys on another video. The next part is this platform that we have to jump and then immediately jump to the ice platform that you see on the left side of the screen. So I understand that it's quite fast. It was pretty fast. So you can take your time and take a few steps back and turn on that slow mode on so you can watch how I did it, and you have to pay attention on the controls on my left hand and on my right hand so you can understand how it is done. So the same principles do apply in every ice platform there is. We're down to the last ice platform, which is on our left side of the screen. But you definitely have to jump on the ice platform's edges so you can successfully go across those ice platforms. So yeah, just get used to it and get used to the timing of the water going up and down, and you'll get a hang of it someday. Sometime, but just keep practicing. So yeah, if you guys don't know, this is our last platform, and the way forward will be slopes until we reach another shrine. So for this part, as you can see, I died, but it registered that I reached the peak of the slope. So yeah, then as you can see, the shrine is just over this other slope, so that's where we'll be going. If you want to go to the peak, you can go and just go to that shrine next. But you can definitely skip this slope, the one that I'm standing on, if you're feeling a little bit confident about your timing and speed. So yes, since we got this shrine, we'll be moving on to the next slopes, which is a little bit tricky if you don't know about the timing of the water. But yeah, we reach this slope and then we will jump towards that other slope, and then we'll be opening the shrine below. You need a lot of time and you have to be quick, especially when you're using chibi. But one thing that I do for this part is that I usually jump right after the water goes down, so it will give me a lot more time to jump over that next slope. So after opening up this shrine, the last ice platform is right ahead of us. So you just slide down and just jump over it to open the next shrine until we reach the end of this trial. So as we open it, as you can see that the last two shrines is ahead of us, the one that is in front and the one that is on the left side of the screen. Let's be patient and wait for the water to go up once again and go down before we open the second to the last shrine before we reach the end of the trial. So for this part, the last slope is ahead of us, and just jump towards it, and this will be the last slope for this trial. Once you've reached the end of the slope, we'll be doing the same things that we have done earlier. So just jump down and slide down and upwards to the last bit of this trial. So for this part, you'll only have to light up the last shrine, which is our water prophet's shrine. And once you light it up, a circle will show, and you just have to sit down to have the power to walk on water. So now that we got the power to walk on water, we'll be going back to the candle cake. Yes, we didn't forget about that candle cake. And I'm gonna show you the other waxes that is here in this trial. So after getting the waxes around this trial, let's move forward to the last mountain before we go back to the Cave of Prophecies. So on the side of this mountain, there is a few waxes that you want to get. So don't forget about that too. Now that we got every wax there is for this trial, we're going to the peak of this mountain. There should be a wing light here, so you should get that. So you can head back to the central cave wherein the other 3 trials are waiting. So let's see it, and yeah, let's go back. The cutscene will play and then you will go back to the central cave. But yeah, that's the end of the water trial, and I do hope that you learned something from this video. I'll see you again in the next video. Here's some kiss. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down something below, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye everyone, it's me Lady Tenru, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!